This is my iPhone, which is perfect, and this is Google's first ever grossly overpriced foldable phone. Hashtag Team Pixel. Well, at least they got these things right. Let's open it up. What do we got in here? All right, look at that. Yep, copying Apple in every single way, from the pull tabs to this. There you go, let's get it out of the box. And here it is, we have Google's very own Galaxy Z Fold 4. I mean, look at that, it's basically the same. You got this nice little goldish tone to it all the way around, not too shabby. Let's check out the presentation. Honestly, I gotta say, a little bit meh. And now for the moment of truth, let's open this bad boy up. Yeah, that was kind of hard to open. What is that crease? Do you guys see that crease? Let me show you, look at that. Massive crease, man. What are these guys? This is like Galaxy Z Fold 1 style. Well, I guess let's turn it on and see what this display. Whoa! Are you kidding me? Look at these bezels. Side cam, check this out. Massive bezels. What is this? This is like probably bigger bezels than the original Z Fold. Literally like twice as thick as my iPhone's bezels, as you can see right here. And look at that. Of course, the bezels are so big, they have to have a black background just to hide them. I will give them props for the thickness, just showing you, comparing my iPhone. Take this case off. Yep, you can fold it down like this. The iPhone is definitely a bit thicker, so some props right there. And for some reason, this thing literally does not fold flat. If you look from the side, it kind of has an angle where it doesn't open all the way, and it feels like you're gonna like rip the display off. Just look at this. It has wobble. I mean, okay, I guess it's not as bad as the iPhone. All right, whatever. The iPhone does wobble more, but that's because the camera is killer. I bet it's a lot better than the camera on this Pixel. Honestly, this is actually pretty nice. It feels good. Okay, I gotta give them props. It feels really good. The design looks good as well. Just look at that. The camera bump isn't that bad. I kind of like it. I've been sitting here for like 10 minutes waiting for this thing to get set up. What kind of chip is in here? I gotta find out, because it seems insanely slow. The iPhone gets set up like basically instantly. So what's going on? Ooh, it looks like they have a fingerprint scanning right here built into the power button. Of course, I prefer Face ID because it happens automatically. It's instant, so much better than a fingerprint. Swipe to navigate. Yeah, of course, they're copying Apple's app switcher. Yeah, just like that. Literally what they're showing off. And finally, we are logged in. This definitely feels really smooth, like 120 hertz. That is good. Let's test out the hinge. Feels decent. Let's see. Oh, it's kind of hard to close, man. Like, you really gotta apply pressure. Almost feels like you're gonna crack it or something. But seriously, do you guys see that crease? Look at that crease. That's like old gen. I mean, I know it's thin, but seriously. Let's close this up. Let's take a look at this display. Oh, okay, wow. All right, this is actually not too bad. This is pretty big. Look at that, just a little bit smaller than the iPhone. But man, this actually looks and feels really nice. I mean, I don't have anything bad to say about this. Comparing the thickness, it's definitely quite a bit thicker than the iPhone. Of course, it's folded in half and it feels like a brick, but honestly, it's kind of like a nice premium brick, an $1,800 brick in your pocket. Of course, I love that it's got USB-C compared to Lightning on the iPhone. That sucks. We gotta get rid of it. I'm so glad it's going away. So happy about that for the iPhone and for the Pixel. But man, this thing attracts fingerprints almost even worse than the iPhone, which is already bad with this space black color. You're gonna have to clean this all the time. But now getting into the really important stuff, the first thing that I really wanna compare is the speaker quality difference, because you can see this thing is basically, wait, did it just close my app? Okay, wait a second, is it literally freezing? I just unboxed this thing. It can't even open YouTube. It crashed. Anyway, I want to test out the speakers because this thing's basically like twice as big as the iPhone. It should be better, right? But before I move on, I've got to show you a product that's perfect for both of these phones. The 360 Universal Magnetic Charging Cable from our sponsor, Static. This right here is the last charging cable you'll ever need to buy, since it supports basically all devices including iPhones, iPads, and Androids like the Pixel, with these 3 little adapters that simply plug into a charging port like this. And now I can use a single magnetic cable to instantly swap between charging the Lightning iPhone and the USB-C Pixel. And it even comes with a micro USB adapter for older devices like this for instant magnetic charging. It's got a really nice braided cable that won't fray, and the connector itself rotates 360 degrees and even folds 180 degrees both ways for a right angle connection. So check out the Static 360 Universal Magnetic Charging Cable, as well as their Static 360 Pro cable, which supports blazing fast 100-watt magnetic charging, by using the link in the description below, and never have to buy another cable again. And now let's test out these speakers. Alright guys, are you kidding me? The speakers on this thing, first of all, they're so much quieter. There's basically no bass, no mids. It just sounds kind of like scratchy. Sure, they're decent, they're fine for listening to something, but honestly, if you're gonna listen to some music or some YouTube videos, you're gonna want the speakers from the iPhone. They're just so much better. I mean, $1,800. And the speakers aren't even that good. And now let's move on to display quality. I have an HDR YouTube video right here to kind of see the differences. And honestly, it's looking like, to me from here, that the iPhone actually is brighter. Look, those highlights really pop, whereas they feel pretty muted on the Pixel. Just look at that. Oh, look how bright that is. It's probably blowing out my camera. It is so bright. Everything looks really good. Of course, this is a 16:9 video, so both of them have black bars, but look at those massive bars on the Google Pixel Fold. Yes, the display section is bigger in terms of kind of like the screen real estate of the YouTube video, but honestly not that much bigger. Yes, that's one of the biggest reasons why you'd get a foldable phone, and it's just not giving you that much better of an experience. Yes, of course, you can kind of zoom in to fill to use all the display, but now look how much it crops in compared to zooming in on the iPhone. But nevertheless, they're both very similar, with the iPhone having the lead and looking better in terms of display quality. But now one thing I really want to test out is the performance differences. Let's go ahead and test Geekbench 6, because this thing does not have a very powerful chip. Not at all, especially for the $1,800 price. This thing has the Tensor G2, which is the same chip that comes in the Pixel 7. So you're not really getting a really powerful or premium chip. So let's compare it to Apple's latest A16 Bionic. And there you go, the iPhone is done, and we're still waiting on the Pixel, man. This is gonna make, man, I've been recording this video for a while. This thing is so slow, taking forever for this Geekbench test. All right, whatever. While I'm waiting for this slow Pixel, I've got to give a shout out to our partner Caseku for their new Cloud Cush case, which is probably the most comfortable case I've ever held because of its rounded edge air cushion technology, which absorbs shocks with 3-meter military drop protection, but it also looks great and feels silky smooth, solid, and very grippy in the hand with its rounded design that fits perfectly into your palm. It also comes in a bunch of other colors, all with transparent backs to show off your iPhone's finish. So go ahead and check out the discount info and links down in the description below. And finally, the Pixel is done, and would you look at that? The iPhone is literally over twice as fast in terms of the single core score. Can you believe it? It's almost half the price, but faster, over twice as fast. And in terms of the single core, 72% faster than the Pixel Fold. That means everything that you do, including web browsing, opening apps, general performance is gonna be faster, a lot faster on the iPhone. You know what, let's just do it. Let's test Speedometer 2.1 to see the difference in actual web browsing speed that you're gonna experience day to day. And look at that, we have our scores. The iPhone has 367 runs per minute compared to only 97.4 with the slower chip on the Pixel Fold. That is crazy. Over 3 times faster web browsing. That's of course because Safari is more efficient than Chrome from Google as well, so that's a big difference. And you know what, let's go ahead and test the graphics performance between these two using GFXBench. We're gonna do the 4K Aztec Ruins high tier off-screen test. There you go, it's done. It looks like we have 22.9 FPS on the iPhone, 13 FPS on the Pixel. So the iPhone is 76% faster in terms of graphics as well. So if you want to do some gaming, you're actually going to be able to take advantage of that 120 Hertz display on the iPhone with all of that graphics performance. Probably not so much the Pixel Fold. And now let's finally finish off with the cameras and see how much better they are on the iPhone. First of all, the inner selfie camera on the Pixel actually debuted on the Pixel 3 from 2018. And looking at it right now, it doesn't look too bad. Let's actually take a quick little photo. And same thing on the iPhone. All right, here we go. Let's look at the differences. Oh, wow, wait a second. Is this really the, oh my goodness. This quality is terrible. Look at that, look how sharp the iPhone is compared to this. You could literally see it right here. And now I also just went out and took a bunch of photos with the rear cameras, which the Pixel does have some decent ones, an ultra wide, a main, and a telephoto, which is actually 5x, so it's pretty good. But one thing I noticed is that the Pixel automatically crops in. Just look at this photo, look how cropped in it is. This is a 1x compared to a 1x on the iPhone. So let's go ahead and kind of zoom in and look at the quality difference here. Right away, you could tell that the iPhone is more detailed. Just look at that, zooming in on that sign, whereas here, it doesn't even let you zoom in, but it is really blurry right there. And then same thing for this 2x shot. If I zoom in on the Comfort Inn and Suites, you could see that the iPhone looks better. Just look at all these leaves and the trees, whereas here it's all really soft and blurry, so it's doing better in the 2x shot as well. And then this is a 5x, so it should do very well here. So let's compare, oh, look at that. The iPhone is giving us better 5x shots as well. Definitely more sharp. The colors pop better as well. And then finally, the ultra wide. And for some reason, the Pixel looks really muted. The highs just aren't popping like they should. For example, if I zoom in here, you could see how the highlights on the iPhone pop just like in real life, but everything here just looks really cool and brought down. No saturation, no contrast, definitely a lot less sharp. And then finally, this photo right here, you can see just how much cropped in it is on the Pixel. And if we zoom in, we could see that basically the Pixel is a lot less sharp and it's just not reproducing the colors that the iPhone can, that deep red and the gold. This just all looks muted. So based on that, I've got to say that the iPhone camera is quite a bit better than the one on the $1,800 Pixel Fold. So with all that said, what is my conclusion? Well, honestly, this is a pretty nice foldable. I don't like the big bezels. Everything else is pretty good, 120 Hertz. The chip is definitely old. It's not that fast. Twice as fast on the iPhone. Web browsing is faster. Basically, the iPhone is a better phone than the Pixel Fold. I'm excited to see what Apple's gonna do when they eventually release their foldable phone. It's probably gonna be insane. Well, you guys let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below and click the circle above to subscribe for more videos like this one. Definitely check out one of those two right over there. Thanks for watching and we'll see you in the next video.